This is the slave narrative of Parthena Rollins. In these slave narratives, they use the word nigger constantly. The slave master is constantly calling the slaves the N word. What I've done for these slave narratives is I've substituted the N word for the word slave. But when you hear me say the word slave, just know that the word I'm substituting for is nigger. Let's talk about Parthena. Parthena was born in Kentucky in 1853. She remembers seeing the slave traders come through. There was a girl who had a young baby, and her owner was trying to sell them to the traders. But the girl was overlooked by the traders because she had a baby. Her slaveholder took the baby, beat it to death right in front of the mother's eyes, and then brought the girl back. The girl was purchased immediately. Her new slave master was pleased with her at first because she worked hard and she worked fast. But soon she developed epilepsy because of the way that her baby died. It weighed heavy on her. As a result, her new slave master asked for a refund from the seller. Parthena also remembers a slave being beaten, killed, and buried in a barn. None of the other slaves mentioned it until after they were free because they were too scared. Some slaves were beaten until their back blistered. Then the blisters would be opened by the overseers, and salt and pepper would be poured into their wounds. Some of the slaves were half clothed and half fed. Many times, slaves would be beaten to death and thrown into sinkholes for the buzzards to feast on them. Parthena found some of the things done in slavery too hard to talk about. Although your story was short and sweet, thank you for sharing your story, Aunt Parthena. May you forever rest in peace. For more slave narratives, like, share, and subscribe. You can also log on to my online bookstore, www.burksbooks.com, and purchase a copy of my slave book. It has pictures of real African American slaves, and there are more slave narratives.